Would you like to know 2 French words that can add sparkle to your English and learn the correct way to pronounce them? Would you like to hear a French-English bilingual joke? Would you like to try your hand, or rather your mouth, at French tongue twisters? Then keep watching. This video is informative and fun. And if you haven't already, do subscribe to The English Nut. Thank you. Today I'm going to talk about 2 French words that are used a lot in English. One describes a game-changing period in history and the other a delicious food item. What the 2 words have in common, apart from their French origin, is that they are often mispronounced. But first, let me tell you a joke. Why do they have just 1 egg for breakfast in France? Because it's enough. Get it? Enough means 1 egg in French. Enough also sounds like the English word enough. I know, bad joke. So let's move on to the next course. But before we do so, just one more thing about the French of. It begins with the ligature of O and E. Basically, that means the 2 letters are tied together. This ligature exists in English too, but nowadays it is usually replaced with an O and an E that are not tied together. So words like phoenix and diarrhea are now spelled phoenix and diarrhea like this. Renaissance literally means rebirth in French. In English, it's used in the sense of a cultural reawakening. It refers to the 14th to 16th centuries in Europe when, after the slump of the Middle Ages, there was a revival of the culture and ideas of ancient Greece and Rome, which then influenced the arts, science, and literature of that time and helped them flourish. I've heard the word mispronounced as renaissance with a nasal vowel sound at the end. The right pronunciation is renaissance in English. The original French pronunciation is renaissance. The mispronunciation probably stems from the fact that the last letter is often silent in French. But renaissance is an incorrect application of that rule because the last letter of renaissance is E. So the penultimate letter C is vocalized with the S sound. While Renaissance with a capital R refers to the historical reawakening in Europe, you can use the word with a lowercase r to refer to a major revival or renewal in other contexts too. For example, plentiful funding for startups has brought about an economic renaissance in the country. The rise of the internet has led to a renaissance in communication. The arrival of immigrants from other continents created a cultural renaissance in America. The cultural, social, intellectual, and artistic movement that took place from the 18th to the 20th century in eastern India is known as the Bengal Renaissance. In this case too, the R is capitalized. Reformer Raja Ram Mohan Roy is considered the father of the Bengal Renaissance. Some of the key figures of this movement are Nobel Prize winner Rabindranath Tagore, writer, poet and musician Qazi Nazrul Islam, and mathematician and physicist Satyendra Bose. Bose is best known for his work in quantum mechanics. He collaborated with Albert Einstein and developed the foundation for Bose-Einstein statistics. The class of particles that obey Bose-Einstein statistics are called bosons in his honor. The boson is so fundamental to particle physics that Nobel Prize-winning physicist Leon M. Lederman called it the God particle. A croissant is a rich flaky roll of leavened dough or puff pastry made in a crescent shape. It gets its name from its shape. In French, croissant means crescent. The crescent is the curved sickle shape of the waxing or waning moon. Americans sometimes pronounce croissant as croissant. The French pronunciation is croissant. In the 1830s, an Austrian opened a bakery in Paris. One of its best-selling items was the Kipferl. It inspired many copies and variations which came to be known as croissants. The croissant falls in a category of baked goods called viennoiserie. This literally means things from Vienna in French. Vienna is the capital of Austria. Viennoiserie refers to a category of pastries and breads that include the croissant as well as other items such as the brioche. A brioche is a slightly sweet bread made with a rich yeast dough. Here's how you can use croissant in a sentence. I love the buttery taste of croissants. Or Alia's favorite breakfast item is the croissant. Or Kabir bakes his own croissants at home. We've played with English tongue twisters, but what about French ones? If you're not fluent in French, it's that much more difficult to get them right. I've got a couple of them for you. Pause the video after I introduce each one and try saying it as fast as you can. Here we go with the first one. 5 chiens chassent 6 chats. That means 5 dogs hunt 6 cats. I have a volunteer who's tried it. Let's see how he's fared.
5 chiens chassent 5 chiens chassent 5 chiens chassent 5 chiens chassent 5.
And now this one. Si ton tonton, ton ton tonton, ton tonton sera tondu par ton tonton. That means if your uncle shaves your uncle will be shaved by your uncle. This one's my favorite. It's kind of crazy and sounds more like a funny sound being repeated over and over than a sentence. Over to my volunteer.
Si ton tonton, non. Si ton tonton, ton tonton, ton tonton, ton tonton. Ton tonton. Mon tonton? Non, ton tonton. Ton tonton, ton tonton, ton tonton, ton tonton, ton tonton. Si ton tonton, ton tonton sera tondu par ton tonton.
Not bad at all. Let me know what you thought of the French words I discussed and how you fared with the French tongue twisters. Merci beaucoup to my volunteer. Everyone, please subscribe to The English Nut on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. On YouTube, click on the bell icon too so that you get to know as soon as my next video is published. I'm The English Nut. À bientôt.